number 1 Kenya mzima, East Africa, mambo ni hapa, kila kitu ni tamu tamu zaidi.
So, I hope that I'm okay. Let me just take a sip of water. I'm not going to play music because of rights. Music has become very tricky, like I've always been telling you. Music has become very, very tricky, so I don't want to end up losing this video today again because of music. Okay. Hot water. Just water. So, my people, welcome again to Proud Chocolate. Thank you for subscribing to Proud Chocolate. Thank you for your support. Thank you for those of you who follow me on Facebook and have decided to follow me up to YouTube. May God bless you very much. I want to tell you the 10 steps that will lead you to Europe. And speaking about Europe, I will pick one country which I'm very conversant with, and that is Germany. I live in Germany, and therefore it can only be wise of me to not mention the whole of Europe, but to use one country in Europe that I'm conversant with, that I know that if you get a visa from, then you can of course get to all other countries that are in the union which it is in. So Germany is in the European Union, but European Union is just about trade, as you know, and so it's not like a promise or a guarantee to you that when you come to Germany you'll go to all the European countries. No, Germany is a part of the Schengen countries. Schengen countries are their boundaries are all open, so they work together in many things, and they actually share one visa. Although when you want to come to Germany, you of course go to a different embassy. You go to a German embassy, but and then you get like a visa that is printed in the name of Germany. But with this visa, you can definitely go to all the countries that belong to Schengen. Schengen has 26 countries in it. 26 countries. The Schengen countries are Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. Google has all the information, but if you don't like search with details, if you just search in general, you won't be able to get the information that you want. You have to know what parts, what to search, what to type, and how to get them. So, before I welcome you all, those who've been wishing to come to Germany and to come to Europe, before I welcome you all, I want to tell you that all the stories I share with you about Germany, they are like that. Before you even think of wanting to come to Germany, you may think that I tell you these stories of mine, of my sufferings and my tough times and my ups and downs because I don't want you to come. No. Those are just to prepare you and to tell you that this is not a bed of roses. This place is not a holiday camp like you may see on the internet and stuff. When you come here, it's different, okay? So make sure you're ready emotionally and physically and everything. Make sure that you put in your mind that you're not home. You are going to be in somebody else's country far away from home. And I'm speaking to mostly those from Africa, because those who are from the first world countries or waiver program countries like China, US, Australia, Japan, those are different. But third world countries like maybe Cambodia or Kenya, Africa as a whole, and all those countries that are listed under third world, your people are treated differently than those who are from those other countries, the white, yellow countries. Okay, number 1, if you want to come to Germany, you have to know that in Germany, we don't speak English. English is a foreign language in Germany, okay? It is not the number 1 language. So it's good to have your English, because that is a language that unifies everybody, that unites all of us in the world. And even Germans are really trying to learn it, but not for the sake of their country. They're learning it for them as individuals to be able to go about their business in the world, to be able to communicate with people. That's it. But if you want to come into Germany, then you have to learn the language. If you want to go to Iceland, you have to learn their language. If you want to go to Latvia, you have to learn their language. If you want to go to France, you have to learn French. If you want to go to Greece, their language. If you want to go to Portugal, you have to learn Portuguese. If you want to go to Slovenia, you have to learn their language. If you want to go to Spain, you have to learn Spanish. If you want to go to Sweden, you have to learn the Swedish language. If you want to go to Switzerland, you have to learn their language. So if you want to go to Poland, then you also have to do what? To learn Polish. So each and every country, including Denmark, they have their own languages in Europe, except of course England, which is not a part of the Schengen, and of course also has these programs. So the whole of Europe has these programs I want to tell you about, okay? The whole of Europe. But countries like England are not a part of the Schengen and actually moving out of the EU, so it will be something different again. To cross to England from these other countries, you have to fly, or you have to go through with a ferry, or you have to go with the underground train from Paris. So it's actually an island. England is an island, so it is not easy to access like it's easy to access these other countries. So all these other countries you can access by road or by train, but England you can only access by flight or by sea or by underground train, okay? Which only it's only possible from Paris to London. So anyway, language is a requirement. So if you just, like now as you speak, as I'm talking to you, and your mind has decided the day that you ever, bumped into my au pair story. Those of you who've been asking me on the comment sections here about how to get to Germany, how to do au pair, how all those questions, today is your day. First of all, it's the language. And this language requirement is not a joke, okay? It is not a joke. You can't even apply for anything at the embassy, which is the gateway to the airport to get here, if you can't speak German, if you want to come to Germany, okay? So, learn the language first. If I were you in this 21st century, the digital century, I would start by YouTube. There are a lot of tutorials. There are a lot of tutorials about the German language or those other languages you want, French, Spanish, everything. So save your money, go to, if you're in Nairobi, for example, go to Java, Wi-Fi, whatever. Get to where you can get free Wi-Fi or get bundles, and then start learning these foreign languages by yourself. So once you know that you are at least stable, a bit stable, you only need the basics. And the basics are like greeting people, explaining yourself, going to the supermarket, when you're traveling, asking for help, telephone numbers of people who can help you, getting emergency numbers, your name, about your family, just being able to be in safety, to be able to communicate. That is basic, okay? That is all you need actually. So, so once you know you can talk, and you can write a bit, and you can understand, you can hear, you can write, and you can speak, those three things. Then you have to enroll in a language school, like a real institution that is recognized. There are many institutions nowadays, there are many institutions which have maybe found out how to acquire the examination that is needed for these certificates that are required by the embassy. So, but I know that those that are really, really, really proved and are 100% capable of giving you those, giving you what is required to get you to the embassy is the Goethe Institute. Goethe Institute is all over the world. That is for German, and Alliance Française for French, and all the rest. Those ones you can get the information about the real institutions of learning these foreign languages in your countries on the internet. Just Google and look and find. So you need money, yeah? Once you decide that you want to go and learn now the language in the institution, you want to make that step, you need cash. Because those institutions are very, very expensive. But if you get somebody to sponsor you, like your parent, or maybe your uncle, a relative is abroad, somebody somewhere, or you have some savings, you can work, and then you do the schools part-time. If you're really serious, you want to come as fast as possible, then you have to get into an intensive course, yeah? Intensive, which means you go every day from morning up to sometimes in the day. That means you put away work, you put away every other thing, and you concentrate in school. It's like a college. It's actually a college for language. You enroll there and start learning seriously, doing your homework, writing. They'll teach you how to write, they'll teach you how to speak, they'll teach you how to read German, they'll teach you all those things. And once your teachers or your trainers or your tutors have seen that you are now ready for examination, then you will do an exam. The first exam that you do as a basic language learner is something we call A1 here, level A1. Level A1, if you pass it, you can go to A2 and to B1, okay? There's A1, A2, and then B1, B2, but you don't need a B2. You don't even need it. If you can go up to B1, you're really safe, because at B1, you are capable of actually getting a job. You're capable of going to university here. You know, B1 is much better. But getting up to A2 is enough to travel. It will take you like 6 months. If you're fast and if you concentrate and if you do your homework on time and if you learn extra. A1 will take you 3 months, and A2, by 6 months, you'll be done with that. If you decided to learn the German language and you've done it. So you ask yourself, what do I want to go do in Germany? So there are many things you can do in Germany if you want to come as a fresher. If you're a high school graduate, I would advise you that you don't directly consider doing what I want to tell you, because it won't do you any favor, unless you're really strict. You strictly believe that when you come, you're going to go back, okay? Because if you come and you only have high school certificates and your grades are also not good, you may first of all be wasting your time, because you may not get the visa, or you may come here and end up frustrated and maybe end up only getting married to people that are not really, weren't meant for you. You might end up really suffering. You might end up having to do things that were not really meant for you. You can end up badly. So you have to make sure that you at least have gone to a higher institution before even considering doing those languages. Let me say, for example, teachers training college or even medical training college, which is easier, 2 years or 3 years, or even those who've gone ahead and done a bachelor's degree. So those of you who've done a bachelor's degree and you've passed with good merits and you are still jobless, this is for you. If you have a bachelor's degree with a good pass, like honors degree and first class honors or second class honors, doesn't matter, as long as you had a good pass. Or if you went to college and you like TTC and you have a pass, and if worse, then a credit. Or if you did that MTC exam and you got a pass or a credit, then it's good for you, because that will help you after this program. I'm telling you, when you get here, because the programs are always just, the programs that I'm about to mention to you are just 1 year or less, okay? It doesn't go beyond 1 year. So before 1 year ends, it's up to you to know what you want to do next. If you want to go back to Kenya or to wherever you came from, Uganda, Tanzania, Nigeria, Cameroon, Togo, it's up to you. Those who are looking for jobs, who have done at least the first step in a higher institution of learning, you are the people who actually I could consider for this, because while you're looking for a job, this would be for you. When you come to Germany, for example, with a bachelor's degree, it will be, if you send it to these institutions where it's now like proved and checked and translated, and you might end up with, they might end up ranking you to kind of high school level in Germany, which is good for you, because good high school grades in Germany, would lead you to being able to study here, which would mean you can go to their college. There's a college for foreigners who are capable of studying here, and that one is for people who are also strong when it comes to learning the languages. So if you're good in languages, like you've come from your country with good strength in language, then you can have that opportunity to get another 1 year after the program that you're coming with, to get another 1 year to study the language well, to prepare you for school. And then after that, if you are again sharp and fast, you can apply for the colleges for foreigners who want to study in Germany, while you still think of what you want to study. Because everything you study here is in German, unless you're coming to do master's degree, which is very difficult for foreigners from third world country, because they only take like 4 to 5 people per university per semester for these programs of masters. So bachelor's people, everything here is taught in German. That is why it's very, very important to know before you even think of wanting to come that language, there's no shortcut about it. So once you know that you have good certificates that are there to back you up and to lead you ahead, and you've already done also the language, or you are in the process of doing the language, you are like already registered in an institution, then of course now think of what you want to go and do in Germany. You can become an au pair. An au pair is just a nice way to say a maid, okay? A maid, a high-class maid. Not the maids, not like the maids we have in Africa, okay? It's kind of a nanny. Let me use the word nanny, but a cheap nanny, okay? So you will come here, you will live with a family, and this family you also have to find it yourself, okay? You'll come here, you will live with a family, and in this family you have some few hours. You have some few hours to work for them, and it's not like difficult work. Yeah, it depends on the family that brings you, but the rules are that you don't work for them for more than at least, let me say 6 hours, to be fair. Okay, normally it's 5 hours, but 6 hours is fair. So and working for them within these 6 hours, you need to take care of their children, like bring them to school and back, bring them to kindergarten and back. You read them books, you sing them songs, you go with them for a walk, you take them to where they're supposed to go play with their friends, like birthdays, wherever. And then you clean house lightly, like sweep the house and air the laundry, do some light housework. But the main thing is that you're there for their children for these 5 hours. And then the rest of the hours, you're supposed to go to school to learn the language even better, because when you come, the language is not enough. What you learned in your country is not enough. That was just for you to cross over to come here. But when you reach here, you need to be able to strengthen your skills in that language that you've learned. Once you know that you have a reason to come, which is like you either have decided you want to go as an au pair, or you want to go and work at a nursing home where old people are. Some years back, German families did not consider giving birth to kids, yeah? They preferred to work, both parents, mama and papa and mama, they all decided to like considered working as important than having children. So many of them worked a lot and never gave back to children. So most of them, just those who chose to have children, only got 1 or 2 kids. So it's become a problem, because now is when actually people are getting kids now. The people of this generation are getting children because many foreigners have come and have given them an example and have given back to many children. So that this is the time now when many Germans are trying to get kids, but it's too late, because young people in Germany were very few when I came here. Now foreigners have come in. We have Muslims, we have refugees, we have many people here now have come, and many faces. But when I came, there were less young people. And mostly the young people who grew up in the villages, when they grow up, they run to the cities to get jobs. Just like in our countries in Africa, they run to the cities. So the villages remain without young people. Only old people are there. So you have many old people more than the younger people. And these younger people of nowadays, they are not ready to take care of their grandparents. They are different from like in Africa, where we know automatically that our grandmothers and our grandfathers have to stay within their homes until they get old and die. And so it's our case to take care of them. Okay? That one is not here. Here, everybody has their own life. Okay? So even if your grandmother is even 90, and she will not force you to take care of her. Okay? The only thing that she can do is to, which is actually automatic, is to save money and then get a way of financing her old age, okay, which is moving into a nursing home. So most of these Germans here, almost Europeans, the real Europeans, they work all their life just to be able to cater for their old age, okay, because their grandchildren, their children, they really don't care for them. They might give them the love, but they have no time for them. So because they don't have time for them, and even in these old nursing homes, there are not enough Germans who are taking the courses or who are ready to take care of these old people. Now that is why they're looking for people from outside, cheap labor from countries like third world countries, to come and do what? To come and take care of these old people. This is how we get the opportunity to come to Europe to work in nursing homes. So it's either you come as an au pair, or you consider coming as a person who is coming to work in a nursing home. And in working in a nursing home, the advantage is if you are good, if you treat those people well, if you are loyal, if you are very active, if you are always on time and lovely and clean, and your language skills are good, and you keep showing that you're able to learn and they love you, then it is possible for you that within that year that you're here, somebody in that institution may like recommend you to go into the schools, because most of these nursing homes, they are owned by the church or owned by the government, and so they have schools that train the people who are going to take care of these people. So yeah, you can be considered to join those colleges, and if you join those colleges, of course you're being accepted for the visa, so you might be able to stay here and even get a job and one day have a life. So that is the advantage of working in a nursing home. Apart from the nursing homes, there is also something we call the disabled homes. There are many people here, many people here who are disabled. Germany or Europe has a lot of disabled people, very many. Why? Because here it's open. In Africa, most disabled people are still hidden in homes, and nobody's taking their time to go and look for these disabled people from these villages and homes to come and care for them, because Africa is just Africa. But here, the disabled people are also considered. Everything that is built, the roads, the everything in Germany is also built in consideration with the disabled people. But these disabled people, they require a lot of care, and sometimes it is actually just impossible for their families to care for them completely, because like I told you, in Germany, everybody with their life. Okay, you have a family and a brother in the family is disabled, but the others are okay. They will give him the love and try their best, but all they can do mostly is to finance him for somebody else to take care of them. So this somebody else is what they're looking for in Africans and in people from the third world, because taking care of these people is very difficult. So they are mostly homes have been created for these disabled people, so they go and live together. But by living together, they need people who are 100% that can care for them, that can be with them 24 hours a day, that can help them with the toilet problems, that can help them to go to the doctor, help them to go shopping, clean them, wash them, turn them in beds, take them to hospitals, push them with the wheelchairs, do everything with them. And so the only way to do it is to get to get cheap labor, and cheap labor comes from third world countries. So now I've already said au pair, disabled, nursing homes, and now I'm going to the fourth one, which is kindergarten. Yeah, children. Okay, now we have a lot of children. We have a lot of children in this country, in Europe, because of the refugee program. Okay, many people have come, many foreigners have come, and they have children, and even Germans are now giving birth, and kids are very many. And so institutions are overflowing with kids. But as you know, children are also difficult, kind of. So this generation of young people, they're not really into the careers of taking care of children. Yeah. So in this case, they're looking for cheap labor again to come and assist the few people in this career of young people, like child development programs. So they're looking for assistance. Okay, this is where they get assistance in Africans or in people from the third world country. Yeah, so you can come, and if you're lucky, then you can end up working in a kindergarten or a nursery or something like that. So it's possible. Again, the fifth one that you can work at is in schools. Schools in Germany, mostly they go up to 12 noon, from 7:45 to 12 noon. Okay, so from 12 noon, the children whose parents are maybe working until that 12 o'clock and cannot come on time at 12 sharp to pick their children from school, they have time until 12:45 so that their parents can go home and maybe drop something and take the car and rush and pick them. So until their parents get to school, it's 12:45. So official school ends at 12:45. And actually, official school ends at 12, but there is consideration until 12:45. So after 12, so between 12 and 12:45, the real Germans, like the teachers of these schools, can take care. They offer for extra cash to take care of these kids, and then it's called Betreuung, like taking care. It's just caretaking. So from 12:45 until later, for those parents who are working longer, who cannot really leave work to come for their children, this is where now foreign and cheap labor is needed in Germany. Okay, it's called OGS. OGS means something like Ganztagsschule. Okay, the whole day school. So these kids whose parents are working longer, they have to stay in school until 4:30 or 5. But this is not a school time, according to the German program. So they need people to come and take care of these kids, do with them homework, play with them, sing with them, dance with them, until their parents come within school. So this is where, again, you'll find that an African gets an opportunity to come and take care of these children, and but with this, now you need also to show your skills. Like if you went to college in your country as a teacher, you trained as a teacher but you don't have a job, this is an opportunity for you, because if you show at the embassy that I am a teacher with certificates, I'm a graduate teacher, then it's very good for you, because when you come here, they know you can do homework with these children, you can teach them some things, you can teach them English. It's good to to prove yourself. It's very important. So all these things, you don't just come like as we employ maids in our countries just like that. Okay, you come with your papers will help you get what is worthy of you. So like I said, if you're a teacher, you can be able to land in schools. If you did ECDC, like Early Child Development Program, you're a nursery school teacher, a graduate and with experience, then you can be able to land in kindergarten. If you are a nurse, like you really work as a nurse in Kenya, a real nurse, but maybe the pay is not wise, it's not good for you, yeah, then you can consider coming here and working in nursing homes, which really pays really well. When you're coming with these programs I'm mentioning already to you, don't compare yourself to the people who already live here. Like there's people who have stayed and the people who are permanently here, people who are citizens here. No. When you're coming here, you're coming as a volunteer first. So when you're coming as a volunteer, you're not going to be paid like Germans are paid, or like the people who stay here are paid. You're going to be given a place to sleep, you're going to be given food to eat, you're going to have host families. So after you know you're safe in what these things that I've mentioned already, you're safe with that. Then now it's time to know which institutions to apply to, okay? Because you cannot go to the embassy without somebody sending you invitation, yeah? So you need somebody to send you invitation. So now, if you want to go as an au pair, it's either you find a family yourself or you find an agency. Agencies, there are also agencies online. If you have the money, they're not so expensive. You can pay them, but you can't trust the internet. So maybe you can find privately a family and then speak to them and tell them maybe you don't have the money, so they can sponsor you to come, but then they can take the money from you, like from the work you're doing when you come, okay? But also, at my times, there used to be a lot of agencies in Kenya, in Nairobi. But nowadays, because business went low for Kenyan au pairs, it's difficult. But I think there still are one or two. You can find these agencies when you go to your language school. If you go to learn German at Goethe Institute, ask the Goethe people if they know of agencies that can take you to Germany as an au pair. Because definitely they have contacts of agents. Because these agents send you there. Or somehow, or their flyers are there. So go to those language school institutions like Alliance Française, like Goethe Institute, or the German embassy. You just go and ask them, hey, I want to go to Germany as an au pair, but I'm trying to look for an agent. So do you know one? They all know, okay? So once you get that, then you get into contact with that agent. Then they tell you how much money they charge for them to get to your family, because you need a family, and it's only easy to get a family if you have an agent, because this agent will will be in contact with another agent in that country you want to go to. So that other agent will be looking for a family for you, and this agent it has you. So it's like a business contract. This agent will give you to that agent to give to the family, and that agent will take that family and give this agent in Kenya or in Uganda to give to you. So it's kind of a business. So you need somebody to go ahead to deal for you, to make the deal for you. That is why it's very important to have an agent, okay? On the internet, there are also agencies, and these agencies, like for example, there is Au Pair World. Au Pair World is an agency on the internet. They already have families that they've screened, and they already have au pairs. So if you want to be an au pair on Au Pair World, then you have to make your profile. You have to write your name, post some pictures of you with children, how you deal with children. You have to like prove yourself, because when the families are checking the internet and looking for an au pair, they want to see an au pair that is dealing well with children and is looking good and can cook. You can even put some video of you cooking there or you teaching children. You know, just you want to prove to a family that you can take care of their children. So you write your name, you write your where you studied and what kind of skills you have, and education background, and your family history, things like that. You know, you want to like attract them, okay? But make sure you say the truth, because truth is very important here in Europe. Especially Germans, they love the truth. Don't lie, because if you lie and then end up here with lies, then you might end up in jail or deported. If you want au pair, you go to au pair agent. If you think, no, me I can't do au pair, I can only do maybe nursing home, I'm a nurse, experienced nurse, then there's an agency, let me just check its name. I have a few agencies here that you can look for. So just a minute. Okay, there's an agency called Inviacoln, okay? Inviacoln, just Google it. INVIAKOLN in Germany, Inviacoln. There's also another one called Artifact, okay? And there's also one called Service Civil International. Service Civil International, or Artifact, which is ARTEFAKT. And there's Inviacoln, okay? There's also one called IJGD. Just Google those names, okay? I'll put maybe the links later on this video somewhere. Not the links, but the names, so you Google yourself. Once you Google those ones, you get information. So those are agencies for people who want to come and work for in nursing homes, or you want to work in disabled home, or you want to work in a kindergarten, or you want to work in a school as an assistant, yeah? Okay, now, consider your age. That one was supposed to even come before. You have to be the age between 18 and 28, okay? To work in a nursing home or to work in a kindergarten or school. 18 to 28 is what they need. They need people who are active, okay? You can run around with children, you don't get tired very fast. So they want 18 to 28, okay? Au pair, they normally want 18 to 24, okay? But they can, there's always some, we say Ausnahme, like there's always a point where somebody can consider you if you're good. So let me say au pair is always 18 to 24, but they can maybe say 18 to 25. Okay, kindergarten and school, they need 18 to 28, okay? And I think also nursing homes and all those things. So if you want to do in nursing homes, then 18 to 28 is okay, but I believe if you're an experienced nurse, they can even take up to even 35, maybe even 40. It depends on your luck. So if Germany is not taking over 28, then try another country, because the program is the same all over Europe. So if you see that Germans are only taking 18 to 28, try maybe even England. Even England have the same programs. Or try Lithuania, or try Finland, or try France, or try Greece, or try Hungary. Because if you really want to come to Germany, but you only have an opportunity maybe in Luxembourg, or Malta, or maybe in Latvia, or maybe in Denmark. But at least if you can do 1 year there, as you continue like applying in these other countries. So within you being in that Denmark, but you wanted to go to Germany, They can give you maybe weekend free, or maybe 1 week free, or maybe you fall sick and you have time. You can take a train or a bus, or you can take a flight to Germany and check if there are opportunities there after you've researched, and they may consider you. They may tell you, okay, you can come, we can exchange for you, we can help you change, because they're not like so evil that they can't consider you if you're capable. What is required of you is just to be loyal, truthful, to have the papers, to know the language, okay? If you are good at language, there's nothing that can stop you. Try. So it depends also on your background and your experience, okay? So if you're a nurse and you know very well, I'm a nurse, experience, I've worked, even if it's Pumwani or where, I'm really good, but the pay is wrong on me, or what is being done here is wrong on me, I don't feel good at it, then give it a try. So when you come here, you'll first get very little money, okay? Only 200 euros, which is only 20,000. Only 20,000 Kenyan shillings you will get every month. Not more than that. But you know what? You'll have a host family. This host family will give you food and a place to sleep. They might even end up buying you jackets and some clothes. And this money you have, this 200 euro per month, will be actually, you can buy with them extra things, toiletry, what. It depends. But like I told you, families are good. If you're good to them, they'll be good to you. So if you live with a family and you've come here as a nurse, then try also to be extra. When you're home, try to help that family, try to teach their children English, try to do extra things with their children so that they can also do what? Help you. And within you being with them, you can, you do things. The reality is, you can even find a man to marry you with time after that 1 year ends. But never ever like break your contract. If you came here for 1 year for that program, make sure you complete it. Don't get pregnant or don't look for a man to marry you within being in this program. It is wrong. You can be deported and you can be cast. Just be truthful. Just talk to them. Tell them, okay, me, I'm working and I really love being here and I'll work for you. But now I don't want to live with you now. I have a place to live. Maybe I have a boyfriend. It's good to think ahead, but also consider the people who brought you. Don't destroy things. This is how we destroy, and then other people are not allowed to come in. Okay, so if you get an opportunity, don't come with an evil mind. Come considering the people who are going out of their way to sign for you papers to bring you here. Because even them, they're just not taking you like that. There are very many papers they have to sign at the immigration here to be able to even come and give them to the embassy down there, which not just anyone can take out. And then getting you this host family is not even easy. So you know what you want to do, but it's possible to come, very possible. I'm told that nowadays it can be lucky that even in 2 months they can even take 15 people. Yeah, it depends on, number one, language, because they need you to integrate yourself. When you come here, then integration is number one. Try to integrate yourself. Okay, so once you know what program you want to come and do, and you've googled these companies, and now you are told to apply for a visa, yeah, then you have to know that you have to apply for a short-term visa or a long-term visa. If the organization you find tells you they can only offer you a chance of only maybe 3 months, but you in your mind, you know very well, me, for sure, I want to go there and I want to stay longer. Then do what? Just print the visa form for long-term visa. Because this will make it easy for the immigration, both in Kenya and abroad, to know that you have an intention of staying longer, like studying later on, or you want to get married. It's good to say it early enough. Okay? So once the long-term visa, of course, will take a longer process because of the things they need. But if you have all those requirements, then it will be good for you. Because the file that will leave the embassy in Kenya when you're coming over here, or in Uganda or Tanzania or Cameroon, wherever, that file will follow you here. So the first paper that is in that file, that is showing what visa you applied for, long-term or short-term, that is what will build up your stay here. Okay? If you applied for a short-term visa, you can never extend that visa. The only thing that can happen to you if you're a mad person is to overstay and then end up in problems. So it's better to just apply for a long-term visa so that they know in advance. They will always look back and say, she applied for a long-term visa, even if we gave her only 3 months visa, or even if that company only gave her a 6-month contract. But she applied for a long-term visa, which means she wanted to study. So if you take maybe a lawyer later on and lawyer is trying to tell them that, this kid is capable of studying here, her certificates are worth it, what, then they can check and say, yeah, really, for real, she applied for a long-term visa. So you can be considered. But with a short-term visa, it is impossible. However, how many lawyers you take, it's impossible. Short-term visa is a 3 months visa, which is a 90-day visa, which is normally given to visitors, people who are coming for medical things, and people who are coming here for maybe theater or for performance, musicians, artists, wherever. Okay? People who are going to leave immediately. But if you know you want to stay here, if you have an intention of staying in Europe, please apply for a long-term visa. So once you get that visa, now you are in the hands of the organization that will bring you, or the agency that will going to pick you up here and take you to the family. So I think I've given you all the information I would have loved to give you. It is possible, it is possible, it is possible. These programs are all over Europe, and I believe even in America and stuff, but Europe is closer to Africa. I'm talking to my African sisters and brothers, and of course even Indians and every other person. It's not a guarantee that when you have everything, all papers required plus the language skills, that you get a visa. They will still look at your papers, and if they see that this one only has high school degree, high school certificate, yeah, and she failed, like she's not like university worthy, then they just see this is a waste of time, because this girl is not going to get an opportunity to study in Germany. So the only thing she's going to do there maybe is to run away and get married, or to get pregnant and have children. So they will not allow you to go to Germany in the first place, because they're avoiding that. But if you go there, at least, even if you didn't go to college, but you had an A, then they say, this one is a learning material. Just with this A, we can start from somewhere. Yeah? So that's why my advice is, whether you failed in high school or not, try to go to college, because with college, you might get better grades. Go to bridging course. Do what? Try to get yourself something that you're good at, even if it's mathematics. Like now, they're looking for teachers in Germany. It's very wise of you to go to TTC. TTC takes only 2 years. I think 2 years or 3 years only. Teachers training college. Once you've done that, you have that certificate, official certificate from the government. It will help you here. If you have these programs in high school, learning foreign languages, or in college, it can save you from extra money, from spending extra money, okay? So take the opportunity and learn that language in that institution. If you're in Nairobi University, or you're in Rwanda University, or Uganda University, and there's German language being taught there, or French, or Spanish, take it. It will save you the extra cash of having to do what? Having to go and pay another school somewhere to go and do it. The ball is in your court now. It is for you to get down now, research, and find your way. Please, let me go back and say, I cannot find you a job. Myself, I'm also struggling. And I'm only doing you a favor by giving you information that people don't give. Help yourself. Get information that somebody's trying to give you from, and then follow them and find your way. Okay, my dear? Nobody brought me here. I brought myself. Through hearing also and following those steps and getting that money and paying for it. So please, if you can afford to be on this internet at this time of the night, yeah, or at this time of the day, if you're able to buy bundles or get Wi-Fi and be able to listen to me, then you're also able to really follow instructions and get yourself to where you want to go. I will not employ you, I'll not get you a job, I'll not even get you an invitation to come here, because I'm not capable to, okay? So I'm only trying to help a sister or a brother out there with the little that I know. Everywhere has an advantage and disadvantage, and this is not Saudi Arabia. This is Europe, Germany, where there are rules and regulations and everybody is taken care of. Nobody sleeps hungry in this country. No one. That's the advantage. Nobody sleeps hungry in Germany. This place, if you have the heart and you are strong enough, you can survive and you can make a very, very good life. Somebody has to start from zero to rise up. Even me, I started from scratch and I suffered a lot, but I can be able to sit now here with a MacBook and tell other people how to get that MacBook. Okay? I didn't land here with this MacBook. Thank you. So may God bless you guys. I'm out of here.